Hello, everybody. This is Sherry. I just logged in to make sure everything's going okay, and we'll get started in about 5 minutes. Hope, I think you should play some harp music while we wait. What do you think? Good morning, everyone. We'll give it about 3 minutes or so, 3 or 4. Oh my gosh, who was that puppy I just saw? Who is that? Cat. Who is that dog? So cute. It's a white lab, kind of yellow lab. I mean, it's white.
Therefore, the case of head on this game. Absolutely. Something like that into the future. So it was quite a big game in midweek. But ultimately, this is what you get paid for week in, week out, setting the hit before the game. Concentrate on the job. Today,
Kathy, iPad 2. I'm not sure which Kathy it is because we have a few. Something is on in the background. If you can mute, that'd be great.
Something. Okay.
I'd say should be a good game.
I don't know what that
Oh, you've
is.
got a
All right,
match
catch
on
you later.
behind.
Bye.
Yeah, maybe either mute the TV or something.
What do I have on?
Like a TV sounds like a soccer match or something.
Oh, I guess it's not me. I don't have the TV on.
Oh, okay. Somebody. It's gone now, but thank you.
Okay.
Morning, Linda. We'll get started in just a couple minutes. Linda, I thought that was a real dog over your shoulder, but I don't think it is it? It'd be a very large dog.
It is not. It's one of our guide dog background.
Now I can see you full screen. It's like, that would be a huge dog. Clifford, yes, Clifford the big red golden retriever. We'll give it just a couple, let's see, 1 or 2 more minutes, will be good. All right. Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and get started and people can join shortly. It's the first part isn't as critical as our guest speaker. So good morning and welcome to our heart meeting for today. I'm going to go over quickly the agenda and then a couple of announcements and then we'll dive right in. Give me 1 second. Something I need to move here on my screen. Am I still on, Deb?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't see my Zoom. Hold on 1 second. It's so weird. I may accidentally dump myself out. Hang on, I have something on that I can't get out of without. Let me see. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, let's pretend that didn't happen. So welcome. A couple of the announcement or the agenda, so we'll go over some announcements. And then what always do is we intro any new members. So anyone who has not called in before, not new necessary to the group, but anyone who's not called in before, we'll ask you to give us your name, where you're from, what your affiliation is with GDB, if you're like a raiser, handler, canine buddy, recipient, foster care provider, any of those, any volunteer. And then how long you've been doing it, if you've been raising, how many puppies you've raised, and then who you currently have if you have a dog. So keep that in mind if you're going to be introducing yourself. And then we will get to the heart of the meeting. Oh, that was a pun. Heart, get it? With Linda Kwitchoff, our puppy raising field manager. And we'll have member Q&A at the end, like always. So for announcements, the alumni reunion is coming up in October. Then the theme, and I've talked about this before, but I want to make sure that it's clear that is not just for alumni graduates. It's for alumni, anybody who has anything to do with GDB and families. So the theme is Go Dream Believe. The dates are October 16th through the 19th in San Rafael, and there is a room block at the Embassy Suites there. And it's $219 a night for double occupancy. So if you can find a buddy, it's not terribly expensive, like 100 and some a night. So the hotel has breakfast included. And then Amy Salger, who's the alumni engagement manager, says all reunion related activities are open to alumni, raisers, family, friends, and GDB community members. And then I'm going to share the link to the room block in the Facebook page so you can easily access that if you don't have Amy's email. And then they're going to be sending out an email soon about calls for submission for workshops as well as the registration. The registration fee is not yet set, but they think it'll be about $250 and excursions are extra. So as of right now, they have, the excursions are wine and cheese tasting, a walk through Muir Woods, kayaking in a two-person kayak with a sighted person, tour of campus and a mini farmer's market there. And then just so everyone, who wants to kayak or do something, there are people who will be able to watch the dogs during the excursions that aren't appropriate to have dogs at, so. That's all I know, but I'll definitely share more as I learn more. Okay, new member intro. So Jenny and Kathy are not on the call, obviously. Jenny and they both had other commitments, but I cannot do it justice the way Jenny does. So Deb, my wife Deb, is helping, but if you want to just come off mute if you're new to this call and give us again your name, where you're from, what your affiliation is to GDB, and who you currently have, and maybe how many, if you've raised, how many you have, or how many you've handled, or etc. So either raise your hand and Deb can see that and let us know, or you can just come off mute. I think we do have one or two new people, but maybe not.
Or am I on mute? I guess I don't know.
No, I can hear you.
Oh, good. So I'm Shalita, and
Oh, hi, Sheila.
hi, how are you?
Good.
This is my first time here,
Yay.
finally. So, yeah, I'm a handler, and I got my first guide dog in 2002. Her name was Jazzy. She was my old soul dog. She was so fabulous. She was a cross, but she was solid black, and she had the feathering of a golden retriever.
Pretty.
Yeah, she was, and her coat was just shiny, and everywhere I went, people were like, "Oh, that dog is so beautiful." So yeah, she was my beauty girl, and she was a perfect first dog for me because I was so, like us all, on our first dog, I just didn't know anything about it. I hadn't really had pet dogs, so it was all new to me.
Mhm.
So I had a lot to learn, but she was perfect for that. She was patient and loving and just perfect girl. And then she retired at 9. Well, actually, I should tell. Well, no, I should. That'd take too long. Anyway, I'll I'll go on to my second dog, who is Tulsa, who perfect second dog also. She was just a love. She walked around with a halo over her head at all times. And I'm telling you, yeah, she was just perfect second dog. And she had a good long life. She lived 15 and a half years. And it's just been a little bit over a year since I lost her. And that was just a huge loss, not just for me and my husband, and all my family, but also for my dog, my current dog, Cisco, who had become super attached to her because I still had her when he came home with me. And so it was a pretty hard transition, but we made it through. And so now I'm on to my third dog, who is Francisco, AKA Cisco. And he's my first boy dog. And I found out that boy dogs are different than girl dogs for a lot of different reasons. I blame it all on the sex.
You just found that out, huh?
Exactly. But he's well, he'll be 6, believe it or not. I can hardly believe it. This summer in August, he'll be 6 years old, which I don't know how time goes by that fast, but we have turned into just a wonderful partnership. It was a struggle, I'll admit, but we made it through with Guide Dog's help. And he's just my perfect boy now. He's funny. Sometimes he tries to be funny in harness. And so, well, that was past. And so we got through all that. And now he's just funny when he's out of harness, which I like a lot. So yeah, he's good. He's very precise in his work, and he learns so quickly. That's what
Cool.
another thing I just love about him. You teach him something new and he's on it. He loves it, loves to learn.
That's awesome.
So,
And tell us where you live, Sheila.
oh, sorry. Yeah, I live in Idaho, just outside in Eagle, just outside of Boise.
Awesome.
Yeah, I used to live near the campus, the Boring campus. Lived in Vancouver, Washington for a long time, and I miss that being close to campus. But here we are
Yeah.
in Idaho, so it's all working out.
Well, now you're connected another way with the heart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have a good
Awesome.
puppy raising club here.
You do, yeah. Yeah, I've heard
Mhm.
that. Well, thank you so much for introducing yourself. Are there any other people who are new to calling in who would like to come off mute?
I'm not new, but I just wanted to tell Sheila, my dog is Tulsa also.
Oh, you're
Aw.
kidding.
She's a breeder, so I'm a breeder
Oh,
companion, but yeah.
oh, I
Is
love
that a live
that.
picture?
Yeah, that's a live picture.
Oh, she's sleeping in a curled up in she's a yellow
Oh.
lab that's real white, kind of, right?
How old is she?
She'll be 3 this week.
Oh, wow. Oh, so a little Mama Tulsa.
Right.
So
That's
cool.
so sweet. Thank you for telling me that.
Uh-huh.
All right, anybody else?
No race.
Okay. All right, going once.
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
that's-
did somebody ask about a phone number?
Nope. All right, I think we'll get going. Let's see. Let me change my page here. Oh, okay. So we're gonna we are thrilled to welcome Linda Kwitchoff to the call today. Linda is a puppy raising field manager. I don't remember if is PRFM the new acronym or PFM the new one? I get them mixed up. So one of them is new, but Linda can tell us. And from GDB's website, what it says, and I know there's a lot more to it, so that's why I want Linda to explain. But GDB's website says PRFMs support our puppy raising volunteers and the puppies they raise. They assess a puppy's progress through the program and provide individualized support to maximize each dog's potential. PRFMs deliver educational workshops, take part in recruitment and media events. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, awesome. It's nice to see you. So obviously that was a very tiny synopsis of what you do. What would you introduce yourself? Maybe give us a little background how you got to GDB to begin with. Did you start as a puppy raiser, etc.? And then what you actually do now.
Sure. Well, I'm a puppy raising field manager, and we shorten it to PFM for
Okay.
Oregon, Idaho, and Vancouver, Washington. And formerly, I had the South Sound of Washington, and I see a couple of raisers here from there. So I just say hi to all of you. I grew up in Santa Rosa, California, which is about 35 miles north of the San Rafael campus. So I had heard of guide dogs for the blind throughout when I lived in California. I currently live in Portland, Oregon with my 4.5-year-old brown and white border collie cross named Nolan. A little bit about my background. I worked for 10 years at Canine Companions for Independence, starting as an apprentice. Then I became an accredited assistance dog international instructor before becoming the Southeast region puppy program manager. So I covered 10 states in the Southeast region of the US before moving back to the West Coast. And during my time at Canine Companions, I trained over 140 dogs, about
Wow.
140 dogs, about 40 different cues. So
Wow.
we had a lot of cues that we taught them.
I didn't know I didn't know you started at Canine Companion. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
My journey to being involved with puppy raising, I'll just touch on that a little bit. I became interested in puppy raising, I think primarily because dog training did not come naturally to me at all when I first started. It was very hard. A fun fact, I had never owned a dog prior to working at Canine Companions, so it was my first experience. And it was
Wow.
rocky and it was hard. And I think that motivated me to try to make dog training accessible for others, and something that I really feel passionate about. And then also I had a puppy raiser in my life because I had a breeder dog from Canine Companions named Fran. And another fun fact, when I got hired at Guide Dogs in Oregon, I actually didn't stop in Oregon. I kept driving, and the first stop we made was in Washington to go see her puppy raiser. So I kept driving, and at that point, what's 3 more hours on my 40-hour road trip? So we kept driving and stopped in at their house and surprised them. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's sweet.
And then just my path to guide dogs. I've been here for about 8 years, and at Guide Dogs, I currently have 12 puppy clubs and 85 puppy raisers.
Wow.
And I would say that's more raisers. That's 85 active puppies, I should say. So probably 185 raisers when you add in all the co-raisers and the sitters and.
Okay, what are all their names? No.
Ooh, that would be a good test. Um, I've also started 3 puppies in the last year for guide dogs. I had Minnow, who's now at Dogs for Better Lives, and then Poppy and Delaney have yet to recall. At Guide Dogs, we have 12 field managers in 10 states. So our role is to prepare puppies for formal guide training and teach puppy raisers foundational skills in handling. And that's one of the things I love about my job is it's so varied. You touched on some of it, but we're in charge of teaching workshops, puppy classes, supporting our leaders in our club, troubleshooting any behavioral issues or medical issues with our puppy raisers. One of my responsibilities is to check in hands-on with every single puppy in my territory twice a year. So we meet at malls and shopping centers, and they get 45 minutes where we get to check in and see how their puppy is doing and offer tips or recommendations, and see all the hard work the raisers are putting in. And I also get to travel. My territory used to take me to the South Sound of Washington, but now it also takes me to Boise and Bend. I used to go to Medford. I have the Corvallis, Eugene, Salem Triangle in addition to all my Portland clubs. So there's quite a bit of travel. We also travel to San Rafael a couple times a year, and I've gotten to go to Utah to help out and California to help out with some of the other clubs. So it's a pretty varied role. And as always, I feel like my entire job could just be reports and emails, and I would never run out of things to do. And yet that is just a fraction of our job.
Gosh.
And then, of course, other duties is assigned. There's just
Like
days
this.
that we help out with canine buddy interviews, or placements and things like that. So also, just because we're talking about puppy raisers, I also just want to highlight what our raisers do, because I think that's so important to our program. We couldn't do it without our raisers. So our puppy raisers invest so much time and love and dedication. They pay for dog food. There's loss of sleep. I don't know how many of you guys have had a puppy recently, but they are loud when they want to be. And I had one puppy bark at the top of their lungs with their soul for 50 minutes the very first time I took her home. And I was like, what did I sign up for? As baby puppies, they have obviously potty training, which, oh, that's a lot of work. Sometimes there's the puppy diarrhea, trying to keep puppies just alive. They want to pick up everything with their mouth. They are so oral. They are not always the brightest. When they're that age, they just everything they want to explore with their mouths, pick everything up. And then as our puppies get older, our raisers in charge of working on foundational cues. Socialization is a huge part of what they do. Taking them everywhere our clients go, so plays, movies, restaurants, shopping, work. It's always amazing when our puppy raisers are able to take him to high school or college with them. So they also work through distraction, fear, They're the ones up at night when those puppies aren't feeling good, worrying about them. So our raisers are amazing. And to all of you who join us, I just appreciate you so much. So that's my.
As do all the handlers on this call, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah. I have a funny story about my previous guide was raised by high school students, so I would be at work and at 3 o'clock every day. He was like, "Time to go." It's like, oh, we stay till 5 here. So yeah. Linda, thanks again for joining us. Given all that you do, it's like, wow, I don't know how you have time to do anything else. So thank you again for taking that time. Um, I'm aware that there's a couple of new programs for raising opportunities. So I'm wondering if you would maybe describe those opportunities, like the satellite program, the hybrid, and then maybe how many dogs right now are in each program. Just a little bit about that would be great for those of us who aren't super familiar.
Yeah, so our club model is our traditional puppy raising model. Our clubs meet 1 to 2 times a month for meetings and socializations and outings. They are led by our amazing puppy club leaders. And the goal is really just to offer a chance to train and put your heads together, build community, and have fun. However, not that model doesn't fit for everyone. So we also have a program called Satellite Puppy Raisers, and they are typically people who have raised before. So they have experience within our program, but perhaps they move to a state that we don't have puppy raising, or an area or a city without a puppy raising club nearby. Or they might be local to a club, but maybe their schedule doesn't work with a club. Maybe the club meets on Tuesday nights, and that's, something their work schedule might conflict with that. So previously we said, no, you can't raise. And even if that puppy raiser had raised, 5 amazing guide dogs, we were unable to accommodate that. So in our new program, taking advantage of the fact that those people have experience and they are able to contribute to our mission and do it in a new place, I think is a really awesome benefit. And then our newest program, we have a hybrid, it's called the Hybrid Puppy Raising Club. And it serves currently right now, we're only in the Bay Area in Portland, and we have staff that oversee these cohorts instead of puppy clubs. And the goal of this is that they all get puppies at the same time. So they're all kind of dealing with all of the same things in puppy ages and stages of development. They have 3 workshops a year in addition to their walk and talks. So it's slightly different. They don't go to club meetings, but they're able to participate, and they have a little support group within their cohort. And so right now we have about 750 puppies total being raised at Guide Dogs right now, and about 20 of them are in the hybrid program, and about 10 of them are satellite raisers. So primarily the bulk of our program is still our puppy club model.
So how do you check in with the satellite raisers then?
It's all remote. I think one of the really great benefits of COVID is that we learned to do things better remotely. So there's Zoom support. I think we do ask if you're able to drive to meet us for walk and talks, that that raisers still can check in with us in person as needed. But it's been working really well.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's a new way to engage people, like you said, that can't go to the more traditional route. So yeah. Now, specific just to your territory, what changes have been implemented in onboarding new raisers and giving them the foundation for raising, along with kind of the ongoing support? How do you do that? What changes have been made that support the raisers?
Yeah, in Portland, we have the benefit of having the Boring campus so close. And I'm going to give all of my credit to the puppy club leaders I work with, because they were the ones that came up with this idea. But one of the things we're doing to really try to hook people into puppy raising is inviting all of our interested and prospective raisers to a graduation. So they get invited to a ceremony. We give them a tour of campus and then a presentation on our puppy raising program. And we also do a Q&A. And if we're able to, we like having raisers there to be the ones to answer the questions. Because I think a shared experience is so valuable. But by leading with our mission, our commitment to the dogs, our clients, having them see our beautiful campus, I think we've just seen a dramatic increase in people who stay the course. Because I think for anyone who's in a club, you know, traditionally it's really easy to see people come to one club meeting, and before we implemented this, like people would come to one club meeting and feel it was too hard, or maybe the leaders didn't have time to dedicate to individual people every single week, because we had people coming every single week to learn. And then we'd have a lot of people that just never came back. So we found by just kind of changing our strategy and giving, you know, a space for all the new people to learn and be excited together and see our mission. We've seen a nice increase in people who are continuing in either as a puppy raiser or as a sitter or in our hybrid program. So it's been really cool. Rachel is one of our newest PFMs, and she's in charge of the Portland satellite raisers and hybrid raisers. So we've been doing all of these together. We've also been doing all of our introductory pathway to puppy workshops together, and that's where we invite people to work with a bunch of our puppies and get hands-on experience and really get to feel how fun it is to be a raiser. So yeah, we've had a lot of fun kind of changing how we onboard in Portland. And then another fun thing we're doing just within the Portland area is offering, Rachel and I have started offering drop-in puppy classes. So unique to Portland, we have about 65 puppy raisers currently, which is a huge amount. So we wanted to make sure that, you know, whether you're in hybrid, whether you're in a club, you could come to our drop-in class if you want to, you don't have to. And we've had a lot of fun with those.
Awesome. I'm going to put in a little plug here, Linda.
Yeah.
So, just as you know, handlers love to see raisers working with puppies out and about. I know, and I've heard from raisers that it's important. They really feel good about seeing handlers out in the field working. So anytime that, you know, we can be invited to club meetings to appreciate the raisers and show them a little bit about how the dogs are, you know, once they've raised them and they've gone to class. Many of us are happy to do that. So just a little plug there. All right. Okay. So there's been some changes in the raising protocols. I'm kind of aware of a few of them just because I'm part of the Portland Club, but more that I have friends in the Portland Club who tell me about sniff walks and guest space and some other changes that you now follow. Why were the changes implemented? And then maybe what are some observations you've made in these puppies since those changes were implemented?
Yeah, at Guide Dogs as an organization, one of the things we've done is shifted to focusing on the domains of welfare. So there's 5 domains of welfare. In a nutshell: nutrition, environment, health, mental welfare, and behavior. And so as a puppy raising team, we looked at those domains and how we could evolve and shift our program to better include those principles. And, you know, the goal is just by allowing puppies to develop and be curious about their environment and engage and sniff and explore when they're younger. Our goal is really just to create more confident puppies who enjoy working. I feel our old program was pretty outdated, and it was very rule focused, and we were, you know, I think our previous manual was about 400 to 500 pages. Like it was a beast. So, you know, how could we simplify it? How could we really change our perspective to better fit those 5 domains of welfare was our primary focus. And then I would just say it's hard to encourage puppies to be brave and build confidence when we never allow them agency for the ability to explore and engage. And then on the raising side, I will say we had a lot of rules that raisers had to follow. And I also feel like that doesn't lead to nurturing confident handlers. So I think all of us in puppy raising are really excited by the changes in the program. And hopefully, again, our goal is to see that translate to the dogs heading into professional training.
Awesome. And for those, would you explain what the yes space is? Because I'm not super clear on that myself.
Yeah, so our yes space comes from a parenting approach for children. And the idea is that it is a dedicated space where children can explore safely. And the phrase yes space comes from anything in the space needs to be a yes. So it's toys, it's blankets, sometimes it's the entire room. And it's designed to promote autonomy, exploration, and independent play. And so we've adapted this kind of principle for our puppies. So our yes,
Lizzie.
our yes space is designed, and I love it. It's a playpen. So there's a giant playpen. It does take up quite a fair bit of space in a puppy raiser house. I think it takes up my entire hallway space. But it's a giant playpen, and within that playpen, they have a potty tray. They have a crate, and the door is left open at night. There is bedding, there are toys, there are free access to water for puppies at night. And again, I love it. I think it's a game changer. For those puppies, I've had 3 puppies now since we've implemented our new program, and you can hear them get up at night and drink their water. They can go to the bathroom if they need to on their potty tray, and then they just snuggle up and go right back to sleep. And it's just so much nicer than, the old times where we had, you get your water picked up at 7 p.m. and then you don't get water. And then you're going to go to your crate at 8 p.m. and sleep for 12 hours. And then the puppies would wake up, crying or barking because they needed a potty. And then, or they would just potty or poop in their crate. And then you have a raiser at 3 a.m. giving their puppy a bath. So the yes space is certainly new. And I think there is a little hesitation from raisers when we implemented that, but I think everyone has been pretty happy with how it's going.
That's so cool. And how old are the puppies, generally speaking, when that is no longer necessary?
I would say, like, my general rule has been once my puppies are sleeping through the night and not using their potty trays. So if I can get about 4 or 5 days where, they have it down, then the potty tray goes away. And then I slowly start phasing them back into a crate for sleeping at night. So, definitely from about 8 to 16, 20 weeks, it's something that can be used, but some people use it longer. Some puppies, it might be a little bit more challenging. I know we have temperaments of all different types. So you have those escape artist puppies that might need to transition to a crate a little earlier. So, but that's the other nice thing about our program is we're really looking at the individual puppy and individual dog.
Yeah, that's cool. I want to be sure I leave time for member questions, so I just have a couple more for you, Linda, and then we'll open it up. So recently there's been the diarrhea studies, but do you know, are there other, and it's impressive because I know that there's a lot of research that goes on at GDB that we probably as handlers may not be aware of, and always, to improve the well-being of the puppies and success rate, right? So are there other studies that you're familiar with that are going on right now with puppies or might be, in the future, near future?
Yeah, we have an amazing research team. We have Dr. Lynette and Dr. Sarah who are in charge of, who head up our research team. They are always working on something, but usually we don't hear about it till it's closer to being unveiled. So I don't have anything currently that's been on my radar that they've shared. So, but they're always working on something.
That's cool. Yeah, it's neat to see. I think I forgot which one it was recently. There was something published not that long ago. My memory is not serving me, but it's cool to see that ongoing research too.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, there's a chat. Is there, what is it? Let me see. Hang on one second. Put the old glasses on. Oh, that is my guide dog barking. Yes, they do sometimes. So Afrin said, oh, to you, Linda, that the person who raised her guide dog Ergo is in the Medford Eugene Club.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think I did not have the club when he was a puppy. I only took over the Eugene area after Pat Cook retired, so they are new to me. But yes, I currently it was so funny because previously the middle of the state didn't exist because I had Salem and I had Medford and I had nothing in between. So I would just drive through Corvallis and Eugene. So it's been a lot of fun to get to see other parts of the state.
That's cool. All right, my last question for you, and then I'm sure other people have questions, but so one of the strategic priorities of GDB is pretty clear, that this has been something on minds for a long time, but it's a strategic priority this year is serving more clients without breeding more dogs. So do you have enough puppy raisers for the number of puppies that are being born recently? And what can we, as members of the guide dog family, do to help with recruiting efforts?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I would say since COVID, it has been really challenging for us to get back up to our pre-COVID numbers. And it's, we're 5 years out and we're still not at the same amount of puppy raisers as we used to be. And so I think the most important piece is just education and helping to recruit new raisers. Um, like Sherry mentioned earlier, either, directing people to our website. If you live close or locally, bring someone to a graduation, find your closest puppy raising club on social media, follow and reshare their posts. All of our graduation events are live streamed now. So share our link, invite people to see our mission at work. I think that's what we found in Portland is, by leading with our mission and really prioritize the relationships and the whole process, we found people engage more. So if you can share anything, stay informed, join in-club events in your area, look up your local puppy club. Those are all things. And I think too, just a little bit about retention of existing raisers is so hugely important as well. So for clients on here, if you're comfortable, try to have a touch point to reach out with your puppy raiser. Even if it's just once I know everyone has super busy lives, but even if it's just once a year on Christmas or, if it's your dog's birthday, just send a little photo to the raiser and it will make their entire month likely. Those little touch points are so meaningful. To get those little occasional updates.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We have about 15, 20 minutes. So we have a good mix of handlers and raisers on the call, it looks like. So let's open it up and come off mute if you have a question for Linda. Somebody has to have a question about puppies. Come on.
I have one. It's
Okay.
Apron. Um, I'm wondering if there is enough of a data to see the effect of the new protocol on puppies. Like, what if is there a trend you guys have seen since switching over?
That's a really good question. And our program has only, we got an email from Sarah, our director of training yesterday that said our brand new guidebook and kind of the official transition only happened 1 year ago. So May 1st of 2024 was when we kind of shifted. Everyone had to kind of shift at that point. We had a little bit of earlier onboarding for people who wanted or maybe got a puppy early and really were excited to start, but the official launch happened a year ago, and so we do not have the data collection points to be able to answer that question of how it is shaping our program yet, because we just haven't had enough dogs recall who have been start to finish with the new program.
Hi, this is Steph from Schenectady, and I have a dog that was raised in and around Portland, Stardust from 2019. We graduated in 2019. So thank you to you for everything that you do. Could you explain a little bit more about what a sniff walk is?
Yeah, so there's a few different terms you might hear it described as. So a sniffy walk, an adventure walk, a sightseeing walk. They're all the same thing. And primarily it starts with baby puppies. So puppies from about 8 weeks old to 5 months old. We really want to encourage just that exploration. So they're allowed to sniff on walks. They're allowed to kind of go to the end of their 6-foot leash, and really explore and investigate, with, still safety things are off limits. So if, they're trying to put something in their mouth they shouldn't be, or trying to approach dogs, we would certainly try to redirect them from doing that. But for the puppies I've started, it's been really fun to just kind of see them explore and walk where they want to walk. And then around kind of that 5-month mark, we start shifting to more of a formal let's go. So again, it's really designed for those baby puppies just to have fun, get to explore, get to sniff, build that confidence. And then as our puppies get a little bit older, they're still allowed to have adventure and sniffing type walks. But the primary goal is they learn to differentiate what is a working walk and what is a sniffing or adventure walk. And training did want me to just kind of put a little caveat that right now this is just for puppy raisers. And so the shift hasn't happened with guide dog teams in the field yet. So they just wanted me to clarify that.
Thank you.
Yeah, because then that concern, I guess, from a handler perspective would be how do they maintain proper positioning and all of that? But I guess training figures that out. So
So yeah, right now it's just it's a tool for puppy development.
Cool.
Oh,
All right. Other questions for Linda?
And I will say, just again from personal experience, because I've had a few puppies now that I've done the adventure sniffing walks with. It's pretty easy to transition them to that formal walk when it's time. So they learn that jacket on means work still. So
Any other questions?
This is Lisa. Can you hear me?
We can.
Oh, okay. Yes, I have the hand raised. I just raised it. I have a question. How hard is it to train a puppy to guide on the right side of the handler's body as opposed to the left?
I will say we don't work on any of the guide stuff in puppy raising. So I would not be able to answer that from a training perspective. Most of our puppies are primarily worked on the left side. So that is a training question when they get to training.
But it can be done.
Thank you.
I've heard of that, right? It can be
Yeah,
done.
it can be done. And in my territory, I encourage raisers to occasionally walk on the right side. It's really funny to see if you take a guide dog puppy and you try to get them to walk on the right side, so many of them kind of like immediately want to get back to that left side. So I try to encourage, it's okay to occasionally walk them on the right side and get them used to that. And or, when you're walking and something might be in the way or dangerous, just move your puppy to the right side, walk 20 feet and move them back and just get them used to occasionally. Sometimes you work on the right side. So.
Kathy, do you have a question? No? I have sort of a general question about like, what percent, I don't know what percent, probably is not a great way to phrase it, but what percent of your time do you think is like problem solving issues that come up with the puppies versus just sort of regular support, or what does that consist of, I guess, time wise?
I would say about half of our time is spent in the field with razors or more than that. So either at club meetings, a lot of us attend club meetings within our territory. Again, we have our walk and talk, so that time is used to problem solve certain behaviors. So if a puppy is doing a lot of barking or balking or inappropriate relieving, well, that's their time to ask us those questions. So yeah, it's hard one to know exact percentage, but
Yeah,
but working with our razors is probably all of our favorite part of our job. And there's definitely dedicated time to have that.
cool. Thank you.
And again, I would say our puppy raising leaders are so amazing, because most of them have been doing it for years to get to the point where they are leaders, and their experience is so valuable, and they're always kind of the first line for problem solving type behaviors. So our raisers also go to their leaders a ton. In club meetings, they work individually with raisers. So I just also want to again give a shout out to our puppy club leaders, because their experience and wealth of knowledge is just hugely important to our program.
For sure.
I actually had a question.
Go for it.
It's Kristen and Guide Dog Leaf were probably one of a few on the East Coast. I know there are more in the New York City area and in the Albany area. I'm the only one in Western New York that has a GDB dog. My question was, and I think this was brought up quite a long time ago, as I graduated March 30th of 19. So one of the questions that has been brought up is bathroom issues. Leaf is fantastic. His relieving, when you take him outside, he doesn't even bother to sniff. He's probably the only dog I've ever had that does not sniff. He does his business and comes running right back. And
That's amazing.
yes, he is my fifth dog, but the first from GDB. Now the question is, have they changed where instead of you constantly telling the dog, this is the time you go out, versus the dog, if it has to go to the bathroom, letting you know? Because when I got Leaf, not long after when we had razors and handler meetings, the razors were basically dictating the time that the dogs went out. But in all actuality, we can't actually control what the body does when it wants to do it. So there were only a couple of times, I think, and it may have everything to do with the 3-hour time change. But shortly after receiving him, he did have a couple of accidents in the house, which obviously I don't make a big deal of. It's an accident. I'll point and say no, but I don't raise my voice. I don't do any of that. That's really old school. And I just take him outside. And what I do is when it comes to cleaning up a mess, I never clean up in front of a dog, especially in the house, because in my mind of thinking, if you clean a mess up that they've made in the house, that's basically saying, oh, okay, cool. Well, she's going to clean up my mess, then maybe that means I can go in the house. So I've never cleaned up a mess. Even when I raised my own German Shepherd puppy many, many years ago, I never allowed her to see me, cleaning up something. And it took her, she was like 4 or 5 months old, but she finally got it. She was excellent in the house. And so now Leaf, I have taught him that, hey, if you need to go, don't have an accident. Come and get me, poke at me, do whatever you have to do to make me about as miserable as you can if you need something. And he has learned that if he needs something, he will follow me everywhere. He won't go lay down. If I tell him to go lay down, he'll look at me like, yep, screw you. I have to go now. And so when I see that he does not go and lay down, I'm like, uh-oh. I'll check the time and, oh, it's time to go outside.
Sounds like you've got some good communication worked out there. But that's a great question, though, Linda. Is there any change in protocol of how puppies are taught, to do their business, or what's happening with that?
I would say it's still fairly similar. Right now, as little guys, they are allowed to use an X pen and let them kind of relieve within the X pen on different surfaces before we transition them to formally going on leash. But again, they're still learning to go on leash when they're little puppies. With your business, it's still on hard surfaces. It's still, we don't know where our dogs will end up. They could go to New York. They could go to a big city. They could go to a rural area. But we'd still relieve all of our puppies on hard surfaces on cue on leash. So
that's the one thing I do actually like. I'm a former graduate of 4 dogs from Guiding Eyes in Yorktown, and they're not nearly as strict about the going on hard surfaces. And so even in class, I've seen a lot of dogs struggling when we would go out to the park area, which they do have, similar setup where you have a door that goes from your room to a relieving area right outside, and it's a little curb. They go off the curb. And thankfully, my last couple of dogs did not have any issues. They caught on fairly quick. But my first 2 dogs, I thought after 3 or so days, I thought the dog was going to explode. It basically did. I mean, there was one dog that held out almost for a total of 4 or 5 days. And the trainers finally said, You need to relieve him on grass. There is no way,
Mm.
come hell high water, that dog is ever going to go on a hard surface. So when I got Leaf, the very first day I got him, when it was time for us to go out and relieve, boom. I mean, he peed, turned around, pooped, and boom, we're done. I'm like, my eyes just, because I have some residual vision, my eyes near bugged out of my head, and I looked at my trainer and she goes, wow. She said, that's really quick.
You got the gold standard with Leaf, Kristen.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
All right.
So thank you.
I just also wanted to say from a puppy raising perspective, we are not concerned about cleaning up in front of puppies. I mean, our puppies, when they're little and learning to housebreak, you know, even if you're cleaning up in a yes space, sometimes you need to get a paper towel and some cleaner. And the puppies still learn to go outside. So I just wanted to mention that.
All right. So I want to be mindful of Linda's and everyone's time. We have time for one more question. Anyone got something burning?
Mute my audio.
This is Dawn. I have Donut, and I unfortunately made the mistake of not trying to wean him away from me for that 4-hour window. I thought I was supposed to do it after we were together for a year, so I'm starting to do that now. And when I do it, if I have him on tie down, he'll howl. But if I don't have him on tie down, he will pace back and forth from door to door and look out the windows and whine. And I'm just wondering if anybody has any suggestions or advice.
I'm betting Linda's going to say support center.
Yes, that would be my thought.
Yeah, I did call them, and they just told me, because I said, oh my gosh, did I ruin him? I was like, now he's like attached to my hip, and I'm doing what they said and everything, but he whines, and I feel so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can understand that.
So just keep doing it, I guess, right?
Whatever they recommend. Yeah, I would keep doing what they recommend.
Okay.
Yeah.
When will I know that it's okay to leave him alone? When he just is fine and doesn't whine anymore?
Yeah, I don't want to give advice or anything
I know.
either. So yeah, I would support center, or also, our Facebook page too, the alumni page that we have. Yeah, I would
Okay.
post that people may have suggestions for things that have worked for them too. But support center is always the number one there. So
yeah. Okay.
Kathy, Han, did you have a question? I saw you come off mute.
Oh, I am sitting next to a yes base. I could show people if you want.
Sure.
Okay. I'm not good at the camera, but yes, I'll try to describe it. So there's the white bars of it. And the notable thing about the yes base is the bars are all vertical. They don't have any cross horizontal bars for a puppy to climb. Down below, you see a white with black check flooring. That's a piece of linoleum that we bought at Home Depot to go underneath it, so that, because little puppies, they may or may not use the potty tray. So it's nice to have this one surface instead of your own floor or carpet. Let's see.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So let's see. I don't know if you can see. There's a water bowl in here, and there's the square potty tray that has a disposable pad in it. There's one toy in there right now, And down here is a large black wire crate that's attached to the wiring of the Yes Space fencing. Right now, I don't have a pad in it because right now my 5-month-old is with my co-raiser, and I have my 14-month-old who does not use this. Let me show you the gate.
You know you can't show a Yes Space without a puppy. Come on. Getting ripped off here.
There you go. Okay, trail, kennel. There we go.
That's Trail.
Yeah, trail. There, yeah, he's gonna see you there, so. Go ahead, kennel. Go in your kennel, baby. Kennel. There you go. So you see him in there? He went in the kennel.
Yes, beautiful
Okay.
yellow.
Yeah, he's a yellow lab. So the gate is nice. Yeah, let's see, because this gate, it swings and holds open, and you can also open it to the inside. So
Nice.
anyway, I don't know. I know my camera work's not very good, but
No, that's great. It was perfect. And I appreciate your description. It was fantastic too.
yeah. So anyway, okay, come on out, Trail.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, the 5-month-old is almost to the end of using it, and he does not use the potty tray. I just stuck it in there to show you.
Thank you, Kathy.
I would say too that Guide Dogs has an amazing program right now called Fundamental Support. So we've been providing all of the tools that puppy raisers need to get their Yes Spaces started. So you can imagine a playpen, the potty tray, the crate. That's a cost that we're requiring this for our program. So we are helping to provide those spaces. And then the goal is that once a club has enough spaces, then they can share. So like once Kathy outgrows the Yes Space with her puppy, she might pass it on to another club member. So the other really cool thing about the playpen is that you can, I use it far past when the puppies are done. You can kind of lengthen it and create a little room barrier. So as your puppy, maybe you start with access to the living room and that's the room that they get. And then as they get a little older, you can kind of configure it in different shapes. So it's such a helpful tool. And I wish I had it when I had my baby puppy because he was so busy and so hard, played so hard and ran so hard. And just to have a little space that they are safe, they're not in a crate, but you could go take a shower and they can play with their toys. It's just so amazing. So hopefully, Kathy, you've been enjoying it. But I had a puppy who had 5 weeks of puppy diarrhea. I had another puppy with
no.
So to have that where I wasn't having to clean out a crate and a poopy puppy every night, the puppy would kind of go in her potty pad. I would clean it up right away because you smell it. So they don't even need a bark to tell you it's there. You just clean it up and go about your business. And it's so much easier. So we love our Yes Spaces.
Awesome. Another brilliant idea. So, all
Question,
right.
if I may. It's very quick. How
Okay,
do you
we're at time, so very, very, very quick.
Yes. How do you keep those puppy pens from moving in case a dog should actually jump on them?
Most of our puppies jump on them, but they're also 20 to 30 pounds and they don't move. They're pretty sturdy.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Linda, thank you so much. This has been awesome. I really, really appreciate your time given all the things that you have to do. I've got tired listening. So thank you so much, and we really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, take care. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next month.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.